Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Hey. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, please kindly subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for the love you all showed for my last video. Yes, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my new subscribers too. Thank you for sharing the video, thank you for liking the video, thank you so much guys. So I'm Elizabeth Akadi, and I'm filming about lifestyle, faith and relationship. So guys, today there's this very important topic I've always wanted to talk about, and it's like I've actually filmed this before, but I was not able to upload the video. But here I am. Yes, I'm filming it again because I really want to talk about it. So guys, I want to talk about communication in every relationship. I mean, communication, not only relationship between a boy and a girl, but also communication between friends. So I'm going to be talking about communication in relationship and communication in friendship. You know, sometimes I saw a tweet and the person was like, oh, too much communication ruins a relationship. And truth is, to me, yes, we all have different opinions, right? But to me, I would say that too much communication cannot ruin a relationship. I mean relationship as per friendship and relationship between a boy and a girl. So to me, I feel like too much communication is actually the best in a relationship, like even friendship. Like I feel like the moment you start assuming for somebody, then there is a problem. I feel like you communicate to the minutest thing, like as little as it can be, you communicate. Like, see, assuming for somebody is a very bad thing to do, is a very bad thing to do. When you are not clear about something, or someone did something you are not like comfortable about, what you do for me is to talk about it. Yes, I know I'm not there when it comes to communication, because before I actually usually just want to like keep it to myself and not talk about it. But right now I feel like I'm already working towards like trying to communicate to my friends and to anybody once I'm not comfortable with something, or I need to be clear about something. So I'm not saying I'm there, but I know that I'm working towards communicating every single thing I'm not comfortable about with my friends and any other person. Yeah, so I actually jotted out some things on my phone, and I'll be like reading them out, like just talk about them. And also I wrote there that good communication is an important part of all relationships, and it is an essential part for an healthy relationship. Like the moment, apart from, yes, we know we have other things you have to check. Is he a believer? His attitude, does he know where he's going when it comes to purpose, or does he know where he wants to be? Is it that he's not living life like just a random person? Once you have sorted out all of that, I feel like the other things that make a relationship or a friendship work, aside the whole love, mushiness, or are we compatible, you know, after you check all those things, okay, my spec, it ticked out, or it matches all your spec list, there are other things to do to keep that relationship or to keep that friendship. And I would say that communication is one very important thing not to miss out in a relationship. So I say all relationships have up and down, yes, even friendship. Now let me say this, that when you see me talking about relationship, please, it's relationship that is just in my head. I also mean friendship too, so it's not only relationship. Yeah, so all relationships through friendships have ups and downs, but a healthy communication style can make it easier to deal with conflict and build a stronger and healthier relationship. So communication helps to build strong relationship, and I'm a big fan of bond. I feel like, or I know that communication actually helps to build strong bond between friends, yes, at first maybe when you communicate that particular thing that does not sit well with you, it might want to cause an issue or a misunderstanding. But I feel like for mature being, you guys, or for mature beings, that should not be a problem. Talking it out should be like settling it and forgetting about it, like finally. So what then is communication? Like in the normal English parlance, or I don't know, communication is passing of information from one person to another. But when it comes to relationship or friendship, communication is letting your friend or your partner know what you want, and it helps them to know how they can meet that particular need or that particular want. Like, I'm trying to tell you, this is what you did that is not fair, and I don't like this attitude of yours. The other party now has the role or the responsibility to be able to work on it, just to ensure that everything is balanced. Yeah. So no matter how well you know and love each other, you cannot read your partner's mind. That's why I'm not a big fan of assuming for somebody. Yes, I know that sometimes I do it, and I have a friend, my best friend is someone that she will never assume for you. She will talk about it no matter how little it is, and she always tell me, Elizabeth, don't keep this to yourself, just talk about it with this person, just to be clear. And you know what you are even thinking about might even be wrong and all of that. So it's like, okay, I'll just like, okay, let me just try and talk about it with this person. And most times I end up finding out that most things I assume for somebody is actually always very wrong. So yeah, it takes two people to have a relationship and friendship, and each person has different communication needs and styles. Couples need to find, or friends need to find, a way of communicating that suits their relationship or friendship. Healthy communication styles require practice and hard work. So I also want to say that when you are trying to communicate with your friend or your partner, there's some things like you have to like do. Set out time to talk without interruption from other people or distractions from your phone. Okay, let's talk about this thing. That is not when the other party will now pick up his or her phone and start pressing his or her phone. I think that is a wrong attitude to communication. Then also think about what you want to say. Okay, you know that I want to go and talk about this thing with this person, then I must have, okay, this is what I'm going to say, this is what I will not say. To make things easier and to make it understandable, I'm going to be very clear to this person. So be clear about what you want to communicate. I didn't even know I wrote it down. Be clear about what you want to communicate, not that you now start like cutting corners. No, go straight to the point. Okay, you did this thing and I don't like it. You know this. Let me also drop say this under this point. You know, some people's love language, okay, now we all have different love language, or we have the ones that matter most to us. Maybe some people, words of affirmation is like the first for them. Some people, gift is like the first for them. Some people, maybe physical touch. And you know, maybe my own love language is maybe words of affirmation, and my partner's love language is gifts. I feel like that is another part of a relationship or friendship that people should actually learn to communicate. Don't assume, oh, because my own love language is words of affirmation, definitely my partner's love language is definitely love of affirmation. No, try to like know what your partner wants, and if you see that your partner is not like showing you that particular love language you want, communicate it. Okay, babe, my friend, this is what I want, this is my own love language. I don't like when you do this, or when I'm not a fan of words of affirmation, maybe I'm a fan of gift or act of service. Communicate it. All these things helps relationship, and it helps to find a balance. It's not like one person is trying to be selfish with what they want or what they need. So make your messages clear. Another point, make your messages clear so that your partner hears it accurately and understands what you mean. Talk about what is happening and how it affects you. Like, okay, anytime you say or you use this particular word, maybe I actually feel so down because I don't expect it to come from you. See, communication builds bond, and I'm a big fan of bond. Like, so also talk about what you want. I think I already mentioned it earlier. Talk about what you want when I talk about love languages. Then another point is accept responsibility for your own feelings. Okay, this is what happened, I'm hurt. Accept that you are hurt and tell your partner that you are hurt. Not like you now say, oh, you're trying to form hard girl in a relationship or in a friendship. I feel like hard girl should just be the like list of everything. Vulnerability with partner is just like the best too for me. Then listen to your partner. Okay, I think listening is another great skill in a relationship. Okay, some people may not know how to communicate so well, but they know how to listen so well. Well, once your partner is talking or your friend is talking, your own role is to listen to your partner, and once they are done talking, then you communicate your own side of the story too. So it's not like one person is interrupting when the other person is talking. You know, there's some people that they actually don't know how to communicate with their voice, like they don't know how to communicate, like talking and all of that, but they can show it in their actions, like they'll just start giving attitude. I would say that is actually not a best way to express your feelings. Okay, you might just be giving attitude, and maybe the other party is not even someone that really pays attention to all of those things, so it might actually not really pass a meaning to that person. So for me, non-verbal communication might be okay sometimes, but I don't think it is the best way to communicate what you feel or what you need from your partner. People can say, oh, I don't know how to communicate, I don't know how to talk to my partner or my friend when something happens. You know, that used to be me. Like I'll just decide to bottle it up, because I know that the moment I maybe 10-15 minutes, I'm ready, I'm not angry again, or I'm not pissed again. So, but I feel like it can be learned. Like, okay, I want to learn how to, I don't want to assume for this person again, because really, assumption is a really bad thing in a relationship or a friendship. So, what I did was intentionally, I think some of my friends know me. I communicate, I will tell you how it is for me, what I'm going through, how I feel about something. I know I'm not there yet. I said it earlier. I think I'm not there 100% when it comes to communication, but I'm also trying my best to be able to let people know this is what I feel, and this is how I feel about it. So ways you can, let me just talk around like ways to improve communication between friends or between partners. The first one is building companionship. Share experiences, share interests, concerns with your partner, and show affection, show appreciation, appreciate your partner. Oh, even if it's not a big deal. Oh babe, that your video that you did, really nice, but you can just work on this, work on that. So not that you now say, there's this thing that you did that is not good there. And for someone like me, I'll get hot. I'll feel like, okay, appreciate me first, then you now tell me what you actually observed about the video, right, or about whatever I did. So share intimacy. Now, don't get me wrong, intimacy here is not about the sexual part. Intimacy here is about the bond. Intimacy covers going out, dates, spending time together, talking about the future together. So when I say intimacy, I'm not talking about the sexual part of it. So share intimacy, share bond, create memories. I'm a big fan of creating memories. So create memories with your friend. If you are spending 10 minutes with your friend, make sure that 10 minutes counts. Then find one or two key issues you can agree on, such as how finances are distributed, a goal you have, parenting styles, and all of that. There's some of us that, or there's some particular issues that might be so difficult to actually talk about. Like you find it difficult to actually share something or what your partner did. Sometimes you might feel like, but this thing is not a big deal. If I share it to my partner, it might look as if, or if I share it to my friends, it might look as if I'm overreacting. But I will still say that still find a way to still share that particular issue, especially in relationships. For friendships, you might actually let it go. But I don't think, in relationships too, there's some things that you overlook, that you let go of. But I feel like there's some crucial things that you actually cannot let go of, because the moment you let go of those things, they will actually come back in a bigger way to affect you guys. So please, in a relationship, it's not everything you overlook. There are some issues that cannot be overlooked. There are some issues that you actually have to talk about, to sit down and talk about. How do you manage conflicts with communication? Avoid using silent treatment. I hate silent treatment with all of my being. Sometimes I'm not perfect, I'm not, and I'll tell you where I know that I'm also defaulting. Sometimes I actually give the silent treatment. Like, I don't even want to talk to you. I just want to be alone. I don't want you to interfere in my space. But I've learned it the hard way, and I don't think I actually want to give anyone silent treatment when I'm angry. Rather, I will talk about it with you. And yes, we also have different ways you communicate. Okay, now maybe for me now, there's some things I can't actually say to everyone face to face. I would rather text it instead of giving silent treatment. I feel like one of the ways you can actually communicate, if you know that facing the person might be an issue for you, is actually you can text the person, send a long text, send mails. Yeah, I love mails. Send mails and all of that, but don't give silent treatment. Another one is don't jump into conclusions. I think I mentioned it when I talked about assuming for the other person. Don't jump into conclusions. Try to I remember something. Don't jump into conclusions. Elizabeth, stop jumping into conclusions. It's something I'm working on, and I know God is helping me. Yes, I know some people will watch this video and will like, you are just shooting yourself. So yeah, don't jump into conclusions at all. Don't assume for somebody, rather talk about it. You know, there's some I've jumped into conclusions so many times, and I found out that I'm actually jumping into the wrong conclusions, right? So discuss what actually happened. Don't judge your partner. So learn to understand each other, not to defeat each other. Remember, I'm talking about both friendship and relationship. I'm not particular about only relationship now, both friendship and relationship. Another thing is concentrate on the major problem and don't get distracted by concentrate on the major problem and don't get distracted by the minor problem. Let's face the issue straight up. Okay, this is what is affecting us in this friendship, in this relationship. How do we get over it? Not the little or the minor issues. Don't focus on the minor issues. Just find a way to tackle and to get over the major issues. Talk about the problems that hurt your feelings or your partner feelings. Like, okay, maybe your partner did something you are not comfortable about, or he did something and you are hurt. Instead of nursing that feelings, because at the end of the day you even be the one to lose, because your partner will even be living his own life and you are there, you are just hurt and all of that. So once you are hurt, or when you are hurt by maybe an action or by something maybe your partner did and all of that, the best thing to do to make it easier or to resolve that particular issue is to talk about it with your partner. So a big problem in many relationships is bad communication. I already said it, I'm a big fan of communication when it comes to friendship, when it comes to relationship. It's very important that people are given time to express their emotions in a relationship. If they aren't able to, a healthy relationship can go down fast. Lack of communication is one major issue people actually experience in a relationship. The relationship can be smooth, oh, the love is there, everybody is enjoying the mushy part of it, but once everybody starts overlooking all the major issues that needs to be talked about, then there is a problem. So being unable to communicate properly destroys the relationship, and it will actually hinder the growth and the bond that you guys should actually enjoy in that relationship. And the effects are, okay, like one of the ways, or let me just mention 2-3 ways that lack of communication can actually affect people in a relationship. There will be frequent misunderstandings. You're not talking about a particular thing, you are not seeing a feeling. The little thing, you know, there are some things that maybe your partner should do and you should just overlook and move on with, but at that moment, that feeling or that hurt that you've been nursing will definitely trigger all other issues that should be overlooked, and then it becomes a big problem. So regularly there will be misunderstanding because for you are counting on all those little issues that you guys actually just need to just maybe overlook and move on from. So another thing is an increase in conflict and argumentative behavior. There will always be issues once there is no communication, because it's like everybody is not talking about everything. Everybody is assuming for the other party. Okay, you saw a particular picture on his phone and they are like, oh, you're just assuming that maybe he and this girl is something between them, and maybe there's even nothing between them. So you not talking about it can just nurse this intention, and then from your end they are just like, oh, maybe he's even cheating, whereas maybe he's not even cheating. So, and you know, you even asking helps you better, because you know that, okay, this is who this person is to my partner, the last thing from my end is there will be less intimacy and connection. That moment you guys are already losing the bond, you guys are already losing the emotions, the feelings, the mushy part of the relationship. And this part is also very essential in a relationship because it also helps to keep the relationship going. So once partners are not communicating, or once friends, this one even affects friends too, once friends are not communicating, it actually affects the bond, affects the intimacy, affects the connection, affects so many things in the relationship. So for me, communication is like one of the major things that should not be joked about in a relationship. And I feel like partners can also agree on how they want it to be. Okay, I want for me, maybe you guys talk about that. Okay, we just call twice in a day and we text. Note that I have somebody that said that she wants her boyfriend to be calling her literally every time. That is what she wants. If the partner can actually deal with it, if he can handle it, good. And if he cannot handle it, he will tell her, and then they will find a balance to it. So if it's that, oh, you don't like calls, maybe just once in a day, just, you guys, these are things that should actually not be overlooked. These are things that should be talked about in the relationship. And then, so all these things summarily, communication helps to put a balance, or helps partners or friends to find a balance in their relationship. So let me just round up by saying this, that communication is important in relationships. We need to talk openly, and we also need to be good listeners. As much as you are the one that actually talk about everything, you should actually be a good listener to be able to listen when your partner is also trying to communicate whatever he is not comfortable about. So most people can learn how to communicate more effectively. I gave an example of myself that this is something I'm actually learning now. Like before, I just want to overlook and move on, but now I know I'm not there yet, like I said, but at least I'm trying to be able to communicate when I'm not like okay with something. So share positive feelings about your partner with them. It's not every time that it's fights that you're always communicating. Oh, you did this so well, I'm so proud of you, appreciate them. This is just like something, appreciate them. So it is better to act early if you are having difficulty rather than waiting for the situation to get worse. So my final word is, don't pile up issues and then say one day we'll address everything. You cannot address everything one day. One day one person will burst, and that will be the end of the relationship. So as much as, oh, he's a believer, he's a man of God, she's a woman of God, there are other things that also keep relationship going. Communication, bond, intimacy, not the sexual part now, the dates, the memories, and all of that. So guys, you have learned one or two things. So and I hope that you've been able to pick you've been able to catch yourself. Yes, you'll be able to catch yourself. So guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Kindly like, kindly share, kindly comment, kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed. See you in my next video. Bye.